everyone. Welcome back to Healing in Gemini. I am Jay.
And this is Shell.
And last week we spoke about something pretty fun for you to get to know us a little bit better. But today we're going to dive a little bit deeper and talk about everyone's favorite topic, daddy issues. I don't even know where to start. Okay. Are you okay with me asking you what's the relationship with your dad like at the moment?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like it's very, not 100% non existent, but I wouldn't really consider there being like a relationship. Our relationship is kind of like one sided. And it's sad to say, but like I've told him before too, I totally feel like our relationship is just, I need like help financially with something, so I'll text him because I know he has it. And then but it's always like, do I really want to reach out to him? Because then if he is going to help me, it usually comes with some kind of, you're a fuck up and blah, blah, blah. But then you end up getting your money that you asked for anyway. And then I don't talk to him until I need something again. Like, that's kind of the relationship. He doesn't text to say, like, hey, how are you? Nothing like that. So
That's really tough. Do you feel like there's room for that relationship to blossom? Like, do you want that?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I feel like at this point, probably not. Things that I already told him bother me still happen, even though he acknowledges, sometimes will acknowledge and say, like, why he feels it happened or whatever. Like, we have had some talks, but nothing really changed. I feel like it's still the same way. And I'm definitely not willing to, like, be the one to reach out all the time and say, like, hi, just want to say hi. Like, I don't know, it's weird.
It's just so interesting because it's like he almost kind of takes accountability, but then the cycle kind of keeps repeating itself. So it's like, are you really
Right,
taking accountability?
exactly.
Yeah, that is pretty tough. I also don't have a relationship with my dad. He was like really, really present in the beginning, like my younger years, and I was a huge daddy's girl. And then, like, as I started getting older, he kind of, I don't even know if like distancing is the right word, but he kind of just started not being as present. And then I got married, and he would like really, like, just be so wishy washy. And it was like, kind of like you, like, I would have to reach out to him or, you know,
Are your parents together?
I'm sorry?
Are your parents together?
No. They have been together
Okay,
since
mine
I
are
was
there.
3.
Okay, I was one, I'm pretty sure, when mine separated.
And then when I kind of like I would let it slide even though it really hurt me. And then one day I kind of, I don't know, I found the strength to like really confront him. And I was just like, listen, you're either all in or all out. You can't just pick and choose. And he basically told me, like, but you're married. Like, why do you need me? And I was like, what an interesting way of thinking because a
Yeah,
child always needs their parent. Like, regardless, I could be 50 years old, I'll still need my mom and dad.
right.
So, ever since then, it's really been non existent. I do have sisters on my dad's side. I have three, and I'm only close to one of them.
That's so funny. I have three siblings from my dad, also two boys, one girl, but I'm not close with any of them. And they recently have contributed to issues with my dad, too.
Oh, that's so interesting.
That's how it keeps on going.
So, they're noticing it
It's
as
so weird.
well.
No, like, so my one brother got married maybe 2 years ago it was, and they decided no kids at the wedding. But I kind of was offended by that because I'm supposed to be like, I'm your sister. So these are your niece and nephew. They're not supposed to count in my eyes as like children. Like my daughter at this point, I think was 19, and
That's
so
still
that
a
would have
child.
made yeah, and so that would have made my son 9, which I get it, that is kid age, but I still don't consider that like, that's not like the toddler that's running all around your dance floor. Like,
Yeah.
this is someone that would be able to, you don't have to worry about them, like, you know what I mean, disrupting your wedding. So I decided not to go based on that. And my dad took their side and said that basically I was the one that was wrong for making that decision and that I should have just gone because it's my brother, and that's that. So that was about 2 years ago. And now my other brother is getting married, actually, I think this week. is
Oh
happening.
wow.
I think actually this Friday. It's in North Carolina. And so we were planning on having it be like, what a great time to be able to have a family vacation then. So my boyfriend took off of work, I took off of work, my daughter took off of work, and Ethan actually already had no school. So it worked out perfect. So I asked my brother kind of like what's around there, to get an idea of like what we could do as a family. And from me saying family, he had texted me later and he was like, hey, just so you know, like we're not having kids. But now, mind you, my daughter got her own invitation. At this time now, she's 21.
Okay.
So he's considering 20, I guess 21 drinking age is what people are now considering not a child. I That's news to me. So he was like, "Oh, I was so excited that I was actually able to invite her." And I basically said, "Okay, well, I already told my son that we're doing a family vacation. I'm not now going to tell him we're all going without you.
Yeah.
So we're not coming." And again, I was looked at like I was in the wrong. Like I should be respecting that they want no children and I shouldn't feel any type of way about it. And they clearly couldn't care less whether we were there anyway. But then like I don't know. It's crazy. Like, it's crazy to me that, like, no one cares to think about it from my perspective, I guess. And my dad, too. Like, these are your grandkids. Whatever. He doesn't act like they're his grandkids anyway. So I'm not surprised that nobody's on our side.
I just think it's crazy because he is thinking, like, in the situation, he's like thinking of his child because it's his son getting married, but then he's kind of like
No,
almost reprimanding you for thinking about your child. And it's like,
exactly.
that's a little hypocritical. Like,
And that's basically like I don't know, like that's basically like the sum of our relationship. It's like everything's okay for him and those kids. But if it's something on me or my kids, it's like, oh my God, that's awful. Like, why would you even feel like that? Like, that's so stupid for you to be doing that.
I feel like this word gets thrown around a lot, especially lately, but I think in this case it's pretty valid. I feel like your dad has like some like narcissistic qualities.
Yeah, I agree. And I've had somebody, like a professional, also describe him that way
Mm,
too. So, and she basically told me, like, this is a pretty good description of a toxic parent.
yeah.
And I'm like, well, my life is a lot more peaceful with not, I worked for him for a really long time. I mean, that was really hard. And again, there you go, it was the money
Hmm.
because I knew if I worked there, like I was making good money. I was making really good money. Like I had enough money to be on my own with the kids and not worry. Like it was great. And I literally left that to have peace, which is crazy. Some people are like, oh my God, you left money. I'm like, money definitely is not everything to me. I need my like sanity a lot more than I need
Yours.
money.
And it
And that was a really hard decision. And from not working there, I probably talked to him maybe he texted me Happy Mother's Day. I texted him Happy Birthday. Like,
oh wow.
it's like that. Yeah.
It's almost kind of like I don't know. I don't know how you feel about it, but I would be like, don't even text me. Like we're okay.
There's honestly a part inside of me that wants to do that. I feel like I'm just not there yet, and I'm not sure why. That's definitely something that I'm still working through, trying to figure out like what exactly is stopping me. But yeah, I agree with
Like
you.
cutting off a parent is so hard. Like even if they are toxic to you, it's almost kind of like you feel a little bad for doing it because you're like, but at the end of the day, this is my mom or my
Yeah,
dad. But still, it's really
I do
I
feel guilty. And I sit there and like try to think to myself, like, I try to give like, okay, like maybe he's just not healed. Like I try to look at it as that
Mhm.
aspect, but if they're not willing to do the work either, then it's literally just insanity to keep doing the same cycle over and over and expecting a different
Exactly.
outcome.
I've had this conversation with so many people, and it's like, but they've been through trauma too. And I'm like, and that is, yes, I understand, and that is a valid point. But I'm doing the work to heal myself. So I can't be in an environment where the person's just going to continue the same cycle. And now like, you're almost stunting my growth.
Exactly. That's what it feels like. Because it's like, okay, here's another thing that I need to like now heal from. Like, even if it's a minor feeling, it's like, okay, but it still affected me somehow.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I feel like our generation is the one who is willing to cut off parents, and it is like we get looked at a little crazy. And not just parents, just like toxic people or like family members.
Right.
And I feel like the older generation doesn't really understand that concept because they didn't get the chance to do it.
They were definitely the this is your aunt, this is your uncle. Like you speak to them, you love them, you
Yeah,
respect them. Doesn't matter how they treat you, that's family. Like that was definitely their generation.
exactly. And I feel like that is no longer.
No, and I'm so happy that trend is over.
Yeah,
So happy.
like yes, 1,000%. Although I
So how did your dad take it when like you're not talking to him? Does he try to reach out at all or has he just kind of stuck to his you don't need me?
I genuinely think he does not care, which is fine. I he was married. He got married when I was 18, and
Did you go?
no, I was not invited.
I wasn't invited to my dad's wedding either.
And he actually got married um around the time I was graduating high school, so he didn't even come to my high school graduation.
Wow.
Yeah. She was very involved. She kind of like looked a lot for me and my sister and would like reach out to us, keep us updated. And then he moved to the well, they moved to the Dominican Republic. And she was still kind of trying to like reach out and stuff. And I was just like, you know what? This is just not like healthy for me at all because it sucks that my dad is not reaching out. Like, it's nice that
Yeah.
you are, but like, he's my parent. He should make
Yeah,
it.
I totally understand that.
Yeah, and then I
And he was probably looking at it like, oh, well, I don't need to talk to her because this is my way of getting updated.
exactly. And I was kind of just like at this point, like I'm choosing to no longer update you, so I changed my number and I didn't give it to her. She reached
Okay.
out to my sister to get my number, and I told my sister like, do not give out my number.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah. I'm proud of you. That had to be so hard.
I just feel like at that point, like when he said what he said about like me not needing my dad, it was just kind of like an epiphany. I was just like, wow, this man does not care. And that you know what? That's fine. Don't care, but don't expect me to like reciprocate caring.
Right. Yeah, because just because you're the parent doesn't mean I'm going to respect you and treat you as such.
Exactly. But
My daughter actually kind of did the similar thing as you. She completely has cut her dad off. Like she doesn't speak to him at all. She basically like told him how she felt about him and his responses back to her were either blaming me for feelings that she had, saying I brainwashed her, or telling her like things about himself. Like he just flipped it on himself the entire time. And she was like, this is exactly what I'm talking about. You just keep like I lived it myself. Like I'm telling you my own experience, not like what mom has said to me about anything, you know, and you're not validating me at all.
mhm.
You're literally flipping it on yourself and I don't want to speak to you. And he would try to get her back by saying, like, oh, I'll get you a car, but you have to see me once a month or something like that. And she, like, kind of thought about it. And then she was like, I know I'm not getting anything out of him. Like, he's nothing but, like, filled with promise, like, empty promises, basically. Like, that's all he is. So I'm not even going to believe him. I'm not going to talk to him. And she's, like, living her best life without him. And sucks for him because she's awesome. It's like he doesn't care either. He kind of wrote it off like it's whatever. I don't have a daughter now.
I mean, I'm proud of her for doing that, but that's terrible because that's almost kind of like an abusive relationship.
Yeah.
Like you're mad at me, that's okay. I'll get you a car, like so you can forget
Uh huh.
all the stuff I've done. And it's like, no, that's not okay.
But that's what he's doing that to our son now too. Like it's annoying, and I'm trying not to like get involved
Hmm.
so that there is no way that somebody could say like I stopped him from being able to have that relationship. I'm trying for him to like see it on his own, and he has recently, and he hasn't gone over, and he's been in great spirits. And it's like once he goes over there, even if it's for only a couple days, he comes back home, and it's like his whole nervous system is out of whack and we have to like re-regulate him and get him back on track. Like it's crazy the way that you can see it change. But he'll go over there and there'll be like a ton of toys waiting for him and like the cards that he likes for his games. And then it will make my son all excited, like, oh, look what dad got me, look what dad got me. And then it goes back to leaving him on red when my son will text him. He just literally leaves him on red and doesn't respond. It could be anything. Doesn't reach out to see how he's doing. Like, I'm pretty sure it's been like 3 weeks now, and he hasn't even tried to like say hi to him or anything.
It's so terrible because I just wish dads knew like what a pivotal role they play in the child's life. Like I feel like we've gotten as a society, like we've made it acceptable almost if the dad is not in the picture. Like it's okay.
I agree, and it's so sad because dads are so important with their masculinity and their strength. Like,
Hmm.
kids need that. That's why our world is turning into like what it is.
And it's also like even in terms of like having daughters, like your dad is your first love. And it's
Yeah,
how he treats me is how I see myself and the men I'm gonna choose. And I feel like truly because I mean I was a huge daddy's girl. And once he started to kind of like distance himself, I felt like I almost had to prove that I was worthy of being loved. And I feel like
I
that's
100%
why
feel that.
I chose my first husband and why, I kind of had the relationship I had with him because it was like I was always just trying to like prove like I am lovable. Like, look at all the things I can do so that you can love me. And it's just terrible because I feel like if my dad would have tried and like shown me, like just basic love, I think I would have turned out just a little different.
I agree 100%. I feel like my life was definitely filled with like, let me try and make you proud
Yeah.
so that you'll love me. And if it wasn't, let me try to make you proud so you'll love me, it was like, if he gave me a negative comment, I would have to like prove that wrong. Like, for example, my ex, like, when I was pregnant with my daughter, he definitely was not a fan of me having her at all. But then kind of made a comment like, well, I don't know what you're expecting because all men leave by the time the kid's two anyway.
He didn't.
And that really stuck with me. And I was like, no, like, you're not wishing that on me. Like, who the hell does that? And obviously, my ex was not a good person anyway. Like, I totally chose wrong of who to have children with if I wanted a nice, happy family. But I feel like that kept me in a very abusive relationship for a really long time because I was trying to prove to him, like, no, like, that's that's not what people do when they have a kid,
Yeah.
you know? Like, just because that's how it worked out with you and mom doesn't mean that that's what every relationship is. So, yeah, I definitely stayed in my awful relationship almost just to prove him wrong. And I put myself through hell trying to prove somebody wrong that didn't even give a shit and thought that I was stupid for doing that anyway. So,
I just want to go back to
definitely dads are like, they're crazy.
I feel like I don't think you chose wrong because sometimes like I feel like that too, like I chose the wrong partner, but I think in the end they are kind of what we needed because of where we are now. So even though we went through a lot, I really feel like it has made us way stronger.
Yeah, totally. I agree. Made us do a lot of inner work, which is amazing.
For sure.
Not
And
too
we're
many
still
people get
doing
to experience that.
it. And we're still doing the work, Michelle, and that's okay because healing is
Yeah,
not linear whatsoever.
yeah. And I feel like each time you do heal something, you feel like a little level up. Like, okay, I feel good. Now I can tackle like my next struggle a little bit better because I've got experience now.
True. I feel like I'm giving like my inner child just the hug she needed when she was young.
Yeah,
And it's like, okay, girl, we're good. We're safe.
yeah, totally. And I feel you on like trying to be a daddy's girl because I think that for a while I probably like I was definitely. And then like he moved, but once he had my sister with my stepmom, it was over because she now was definitely like the little girl. She lives with him. She sees him every day. Like she is 1000% a daddy's girl. And then it almost felt like I was competing for that, but I didn't even want that I guess I don't know. I had a battle between whether I wanted to be a daddy's girl or not. And I'm 13 years older than her.
It's so crazy that you say that because my dad, when he married, well, now they're divorced, but like his ex-wife, they also had a little girl and he was there all the time with her. And I mean, granted, yes, they were married, they lived together, so like
Right.
same thing, he was in her life every day. But, it was just kind of like, why couldn't I get that? Like, what I
Mhm.
almost felt like, what's so special about her?
Yeah.
And same thing, we were, I want to say we're like 19 or 20 years apart.
Oh wow. Okay.
So it's kind of like, I almost kind of felt bad because it's like, I'm jealous of a little girl. Like, that's crazy. I'm 20 years old. But it's also just, it's hurtful to see him engage with
Yeah.
her the way he,
I feel like it's not even you being jealous. It's again like that inner child that didn't get that. That's basically screaming inside of you, like,
yeah,
hey, what the hell? Sorry, my dog's like, lady,
that's
you've been out there long enough without me.
But I feel like it's important. I really wish that like sometimes I feel like men they're do like they make choices to kind of like get back at the mom, but it's like you're not
It's so
giving the
crazy that you
damage.
said that. Yes. My dad literally admitted that. Like, basically said, like, my mom, like, took him off guard, I guess, when she left him. Like, he wasn't expecting it. And almost like that broke him. But he put my mom through a lot to make her leave. So it's not like she just one day decided, like, nah, I don't want to be in this relationship anymore.
Yeah.
And I guess she just had enough, decided she wasn't taking it anymore, and that really shocked him. I think he never thought that she would be like, just like, enough is enough. And from that, he made it seem like
It was your
that's why he didn't want to like deal with me because it was like my mom who chose to leave. He didn't agree with the way she was raising me. He says that she definitely tried to be more of a friend versus a parent, and that's why I turned out the way that I am, basically. And like, turned out the way I am, like what? Like, I think I'm fine.
No, you're actually
You
okay.
know?
But it's like you said, it's his loss. Really, like, even though it does kind of hurt, it's definitely their loss because you're the one missing out on me, like growing up and being a better human.
Yeah, and my kids. Like,
Yeah.
I feel for them too, grandparent wise, because the man who was an amazing grandfather for them passed away. And so they only have my dad, and he is nothing like my father in law was at all. Like, not comparable. Like, he was definitely the example of a great granddad. Like, he was perfect. So I feel bad for them because now they see my brother who just had a baby. They see my dad and my stepmom basically caring for and being called like grandma and grandpa to not only, she can't even talk yet. She's new. I think she's a year now. That grandchild, but he has a step grandchild who they treat as their own and not my kids, and they're really your grandkid. And when I was pregnant with my daughter, I actually asked my stepmom, or I asked my dad, like, if she wanted to be called grandma or if she had like a specific whatever. You know how like
Yeah,
grandparents
like a nickname.
change it sometimes, whatever. Yeah. And no, she didn't even want to be acknowledged as grandma. So my kids call her by her first name just like I do.
I just don't understand like the reasoning. And it's just them repeating that cycle because when you said that your dad was kind of like, he never thought your mom would leave, again, that just goes back to like the narcissistic like views.
Yeah.
Like, I get to treat you like almost kind of like trash, but you're gonna stay with me, so it's okay. And it's like, no. And I'm happy that your mom stood up for herself, but
Me too.
the way he took or sought out revenge, it really just affected his own child, and I can't understand that concept whatsoever.
Yeah, yeah, and that totally led me to have children with someone who acts the same exact way. Honestly, anytime that we separated, it was basically like my kids didn't exist. Like he didn't even have any. We would have to be together for him to be in their life, which was crazy to me. And I think that kept me around for a while too, because I'm like, I want my kids to have their dad. Like I
Mhm.
didn't, they deserve it.
Yeah. And then that's what I'm saying. Like, society just really normalizes like the dad not being around. But if you were to have done that to your kids, my God, the
Oh
shame
my God,
you would
yeah,
get.
seriously.
Oh my God, you'd
Like
be,
it's so absurd to hear a mom do that to their kids.
yes.
Like no one can believe that someone would do that to their kids as a mother. And it's fine for the dad, exactly like you said. It's so crazy.
Yeah. And it's like the mom didn't make the child by herself, guys.
Exactly.
It takes two to tango.
And maybe neither one of you really were set on like being excited to have children, but you decided to go through with it. That shouldn't mean like, oh, well, I didn't want the kid anyway, so I'm just not going to hang around. You know, like
It,
I feel like that happens a lot too, and that's not fair either.
exactly. And it's not fair to the woman. Like, you're just letting her have to figure everything out by herself. But one day, hopefully, the world will change. And I don't know.
One healed person at a time, or healing person at a time. I think it'll get there though.
You know what's crazy? I feel like this is so negative of me to say, and I don't mean to put out such negativity into the world. But honestly, the way like men are kind of become, and I don't mean all men, so don't come for me, Instagram and YouTube and all that, but some men are like really going into like misogynistic views with what's that guy's name? Have you heard I think his name is Andrew Tate.
So I think so. Is he like that muscular bald guy?
Yes, and he's like, kind of like promoting that like women are property and we should.
I haven't heard like him myself, but I've heard people talk about
Mhm.
him, and there's definitely some talk of like they're not fans of what he's saying.
Which is great because there are so many people who are like supporting his views, and that just scares me for future generations.
There's a girl out there too. I don't know what her name is at all. I think she's got like blondish hair, but same views kind of. The person that was talking to me about that guy was also talking to me about this girl. I'm gonna have to find out what her name was, but same views. Like she was trying to make it like exactly like he was saying, and why women should be like okay with that, basically.
That is terrifying to me.
Mhm.
But
Is that your baby dog?
I'm sorry.
Is that your baby barking
Oh
now?
my God, you can hear him? Yes, that's him.
Yeah. Both of our dogs. They're like, "Hey, mom."
But we'll try to end this on a positive note. Your wind chimes sound amazing, so hopefully that blocked out whatever negativity we were just talking
Yes,
about.
yes, exactly. They're still going, so it's definitely blocking. We're good.
Hopefully, like you said, one person at a time, and hopefully if somebody does hear this and is going through the same thing, I mean,
Yeah, let us know in the comments.
yeah, for sure. And hopefully we'll get some men listeners and I don't know, maybe they'll just see it from the woman's point of view, just from hearing.
Yeah, or maybe we'll get some dads who have a different perspective of things.
Oh, of course, because
I'm excited to see what people have to say.
yeah, and I know some
I'm sure there's
great dads.
tons that are in the same situation or know somebody that has been. It really is a sad trend.
But we're not shitting on all dads because dads are
Definitely not. There are definitely some amazing ones out there.
100%. Well, guys, thank you for listening
Well,
to
I hope
our
everybody
episode.
joins us on our next episode.
Did I lose you, Michelle?
Oh, it says you're reconnecting, or I'm reconnecting. Am I there now?
You're here.
Okay, it said reconnecting. I don't know if you heard, but I just said I hope everyone joins us on our next episode.
Yes, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Healing and Gemini, and we will see you next week.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.